Join me as I take on the challenge of showing you how exercise became my lifesaver while juggling the chaos of being a mom of 3. Hi, everyone. I'm a mom of 3, and I'm so happy to be sharing my story with you today. As many of you know, being a mom is a 24/7 job, and it can be overwhelming at times. But before I dive into how exercise saved my sanity, I want to give you a little bit of context about my journey as a mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 5 years, and it's been an incredible experience, but also a challenging one. Being a mom of 3 is like being on a never-ending roller coaster ride. There are days when I feel like I'm barely holding it together, and others when I'm running on coffee fumes and pure adrenaline. The stress, the exhaustion, the tantrums, it's all part of the package, right? But honestly, there were times when I felt like I was losing myself in the process. I was constantly worried about making sure everyone was fed, bathed, and happy, and I forgot to prioritize my own well-being. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of diapers, laundry, and meal prep. I was irritable, anxious, and just plain exhausted all the time. And if I'm being completely honest, there were times when I felt like I was on the verge of losing my sanity. I mean, who hasn't had those moments, right? But the thing is, I knew I couldn't keep going on like that. I needed something to change, and fast. So I started looking for ways to take care of myself, to find some semblance of balance in this crazy thing called motherhood. And that's when I stumbled upon exercise. I know it sounds cliché, but trust me, it's been a game changer. At first, it was just about finding 30 minutes of peace and quiet in my day, but soon it became so much more than that. I started with short walks around my neighborhood, and then gradually moved on to yoga and strength training. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it and how good it made me feel. The endorphins, the energy boost, the sense of accomplishment, it was all so empowering. And as I continued to exercise regularly, I started to notice subtle changes in my mental health. I was less anxious, less irritable, and more patient with my kids. There were days when I felt like I could tackle anything, and that's when I knew I'd found something special. It wasn't just about the physical benefits. Exercise had become my therapy, my safe haven. And I know it sounds dramatic, but it genuinely felt like I'd discovered a new way to breathe. It was like I'd been living in black and white, and suddenly everything was in Technicolor. I remember one particular workout that stands out in my mind. It was a tough day. The kids were misbehaving, and I was feeling overwhelmed. But I pushed through and did an intense strength training session. And when I finished, I felt this rush of pride and accomplishment. It was like I'd conquered the world, or at least my own little corner of it. In that moment, I realized that exercise wasn't just about physical health. It was about mental toughness, resilience, and self-care. It was about showing up for myself, even when I didn't feel like it. And that's when it clicked. Exercise wasn't just a hobby. It was a necessity. It was my sanity saver, my stress reliever, my happy pill. As I look back on my journey, I'm reminded of just how far I've come. Exercise has transformed my life as a mom, and it's contributed to my overall well-being in ways I never thought possible. It's not a magic fix, but it's definitely been a crucial part of my self-care routine. So, if you're a busy mom feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, I want to encourage you to try something new today. Whether it's a walk around the block, a yoga class, or a home workout, just take that first step. Trust me, it's worth it. And if you've got a story to share about how exercise has impacted your life, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. And if you're looking for some effective home workouts for busy moms, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be sharing some of my favorite tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.